You think rejection broke you. But what if I told you that rejection was never about your worth? It was their weapon. What if every time they pulled away, dismissed you, or made you feel invisible, they were actually revealing their deepest fear, that you might realize you don't need them at all? If this sounds like I'm speaking directly to your soul, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments, what's the hardest part about walking away from someone who keeps rejecting you? I read every single comment. And your truth might be the lifeline someone else desperately needs today. Here's what nobody tells you about rejection from a narcissist. It's not random. It's calculated. It's deliberate. It's their most sophisticated control mechanism, and you've been trained to dance to its rhythm without even knowing it. Every rejection was a chess move. Every withdrawal was strategy. Every moment they made you feel not enough was them playing a game you didn't even know you were in. Alfred Adler understood something revolutionary about human psychology. We all carry what he called an inferiority complex. Deep inside, we question our worth. We wonder if we're enough. We fear being left behind, forgotten, unloved. It's not pathology, it's humanity. But narcissists, they can smell this vulnerability from miles away. They study your insecurities like a map to your soul, then use your deepest wounds as their playground. Think about the first time they rejected you. What happened in your body? Your chest tightened, your stomach dropped, your mind started racing with questions. What did I do wrong? How can I fix this? What do I need to change to make them choose me? That wasn't love responding. That was your inferiority complex being triggered, manipulated, weaponized against you. Adler called it the will to power. This unconscious drive we all have to move from feeling inferior to feeling significant. Narcissists exploit this drive mercilessly. They reject you not because you lack value, but because your desperation to prove your value gives them power. Your need to be chosen becomes their control mechanism. Your fear of abandonment becomes their puppet string. Every time they rejected you, what did you do? You didn't walk away with dignity. You leaned in harder. You tried to prove yourself worthy. You twisted yourself into impossible shapes, hoping that this time, you'd be enough. You became smaller, quieter, more accommodating. You erased pieces of yourself, thinking that if you just became the right version, they'd finally choose you. But here's the brutal truth you need to hear. You were never supposed to be enough. The rejection wasn't a bug in their system. It was the feature. It was the entire point. They don't reject you because you're inadequate. They reject you because your adequacy threatens their power. They reject you because a person who knows their worth can't be controlled. The rejection was their drug. Your desperation was their high. Every time you came back after being dismissed, you were feeding their superiority complex. Every time you accepted less than you deserved, you were confirming their twisted belief that they're above you. Every time you blamed yourself for their inability to love, you were giving them exactly what they needed. Proof that they matter more than you do. Think about the pattern. They'd reject you, then watch you scramble. They'd withdraw love, then observe you panic. They'd make you feel invisible, then enjoy watching you perform for their attention. This wasn't love. This wasn't even preference. This was psychological warfare. And your heart was the battlefield. Adler believed that healthy relationships require what he called social interest. Genuine care for another person's well-being. But narcissists don't have social interest. They have self-interest disguised as love. They don't reject you to protect themselves or improve the relationship. They reject you to maintain dominance, to keep you hungry, to ensure you never feel secure enough to leave. The most insidious part, they convinced you that their rejection was evidence of your inadequacy, when in reality it was evidence of their desperation to control you. They made you believe that being chosen by them would heal your inferiority complex, when actually, their very need to reject you proved their own inferiority. Secure people don't use rejection as a weapon. Confident people don't need to diminish others to feel powerful. Here's what they never expected. Rejection, when you finally understand it, becomes your liberation. Every time they pulled away, they were actually showing you the exit door. Every dismissal was them accidentally revealing that their love was never love at all. It was control disguised as affection. Every moment they made you feel not enough was them proving they weren't enough for you. The person who truly loves you doesn't use rejection as a tool. They don't withdraw affection to teach you lessons. They don't make you earn what should be freely given. Real love doesn't come with conditions that change based on someone else's mood, insecurity, or need for power. Real love doesn't play games with your heart. Real love doesn't use your vulnerabilities against you. You weren't rejected because you weren't good enough. You were rejected because you were too good, too authentic, too present, too willing to love without manipulation. Your genuine heart terrified them because it reminded them of everything they've lost within themselves. Your capacity for real intimacy exposed their inability to connect. Your willingness to be vulnerable highlighted their emotional bankruptcy. Every rejection you endured was practice for the most important moment of your life. The moment you reject the lie that someone else's inability to love you says anything about your worth. Their rejection was never the problem. Your addiction to earning what was never yours to earn, that was the cage. Your belief that being chosen by them would somehow complete you, that was the trap. The narcissist's rejection was their most powerful control tactic because it kept you focused on them instead of yourself. It kept you seeking their approval instead of trusting your own judgment. It kept you trying to be enough for someone who would never think anyone was enough, because that's how they maintained their sense of superiority. But today, you get to choose differently. You get to stop interpreting someone's inability to love as evidence that you're unlovable. You get to stop seeing their rejection as a reflection of your value. You get to understand that some people reject what's real because they've forgotten how to recognize it. Some people can only feel powerful by making others feel powerless. The narcissist's greatest fear isn't that you'll leave them, it's that you'll realize you never needed them to begin with. It's that you'll discover your own worth wasn't dependent on their recognition. It's that you'll understand their rejection was never about your inadequacy. It was about their terror of your adequacy. Their rejection was never about punishing you for who you were. It was about preventing you from discovering who you could become. It was about stopping you from realizing that their opinion of you was irrelevant to your worth. It was about keeping you small so they could feel big. So thank them for the rejection. Thank them for showing you exactly who they are. Thank them for being so consistent in their inability to love that you finally stopped making excuses for them. Thank them for rejecting the real you, because now you know never to offer your authentic self to someone who traffics in fake love. Every no they gave you was the universe's way of protecting you from settling for scraps when you deserve the whole feast. Every rejection was life redirecting you away from someone who would have wasted your love and towards someone who will treasure it. Every dismissal was them accidentally setting you free. You are not too much. You are not too little. You are not broken because someone couldn't see your light. Their blindness was never your darkness. Their inability to love was never your fault. Their need to reject you was always about their inadequacy, never yours. The rejection is over. Your real life is just beginning, and the first person who gets to choose you is you.